To end it off, like we were all saying, the narrative is what needs to be pushed around when it comes to fighters. Like I said, even some that are closed can be very open, just as long as they know how to relay their own messages. Floyd relays his own stuff. Broner relays his own stuff. You know what I'm saying?
He's great at it.
He's great at it. Some people, Thurman, as much when he doesn't do compared to what he does a lot of good stuff. Sean Porter, you know, everybody does a lot of good things. They just need to do more of it and allow the media to get more from them. But again, I understand some of them don't want that negative perspective pushed around, and there are some media members that's all they want. They feel that the only way they're going to get hits or the only way that they're going to get views or reads or clicks is by bringing out a negative view, bringing out a negative aspect or something. You know, like perfect example I could give you was the Kovalev Q&A that we had here in LA. We had two reporters who did interviews with Kathy Duba, and their narrative was that Ward never showed up, so the fight might be in danger. Someone else did an interview with Kathy Duba, literally right after them, and the narrative was, oh, there's no need to panic. So you see, those two right there might have gotten more views because they caused the controversy, while this one tried to get the story straight. See what I'm saying? It's the narratives that are being pushed around. Some people think the negative narratives get you more clicks, and yes, they do, but at the same time, they may strain your relationship.
And it lacks credibility too.
Exactly.
Because you look obvious in what you're trying to push.
Oh, for sure.
Exactly. Everybody can see what you're pushing. Everybody can see what you're going for. And nobody's blind to that. They can literally tell what you're trying to say there.
And two, go ahead.
Okay,
no, I'm saying we're actually in a great spot as media people because there's no superstar yet. We have that, because they're as humble as we can possibly be. There's only two great fighters right now in terms of Canelo and Floyd Mayweather that are just out of this stratus. Everyone else pretty much needs us to a certain degree, whether you're a small newspaper like me or, you know, I mean, in comparison to the LA Times or something like that. But we have a chance to formulate and build these relationships. They give us their phone numbers like it's Skittles. You know what I mean? Hey, Virgil, give me your number. Okay.
Ken Porter asked me to give, like, he asked for my number. I was like, oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Every time I'm in Vegas, see, talk about building relationships. Ken Porter knows when I'm in Vegas. He'll send me a text. You in Vegas for the fight? Oh, come to the gym, like for real, like this is some cool shit.
He's been there with him, like me and him could be in the car, out of nowhere. Ken Porter's on FaceTime with me.
Exactly.
We've been to Kenny's house.
Yeah, we've been to Kenny's house. We got interviews there. We were there for Pacquiao Bradley. If they weren't going to the fight, they would have ordered it. I guarantee you, they would have asked us to stay and watch it there with them. You know what I'm saying? Like we have these relationships because we built them up. We speak with them. We don't negatively go at them. We know.
Well, tell the truth. At the end of the day, I think it's exactly. They fuck up. They fuck up. Exactly.
I've had lunch and dinner so many times with Abel and Dominic and Tom, and they're just great people.
You had Valoria. You had lunch with Brian Valoria when he got signed.
I mean, I know Joseph Diaz. Just all these great people.
Yeah, exactly. You get to meet.
You got to remember, they're human beings.
They're human beings.
They just got bigger statuses and more money.
More money. They got two commas. You know what I mean?
I don't want to check my bank account.
Even to this day, we're still cool with Shane Mosley.
Yeah.
We're really good with Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley's a friend of ours.
Shane gave me something for my daughter's for her birthday.
Yeah. So it's like
gift. Yeah.
So we're. It's the relationships we built up.
Crucial.
Exactly. And I really don't know where some media goes off and gets or wants to create controversy or wants to put a negative light, because at the end of the day, when you talk shit about boxing, you're downgrading boxing and you're covering the sport. So why do you want to actually de-promote? You want to completely you're self-destructing the company itself. Like when back in the days when Epix was just a streaming service and Dan Rafael was on it, he would literally destroy every fight that was on there. And I'm like, why would you have him on there? Why?
What happened to Epix?
Well, Epix is now is a movie channel. Epix is now a movie channel.
I remember they were having a lot of Klitschko fights on.
They had all the Klitschko fights. They even had the Chisora fight.
I remember Dan Rafael. But he's such a walking contradiction.
Yeah, he is.
And I'm going to stand alone when I talk about Dan Rafael. You guys don't have to chime in, but it's.
I have mixed reviews about it.
Okay, but I'm just mad that he would watch a Brand Ward fight and say he fell asleep on it. Or you get what I'm saying? Like if you work for ESPN, right? The more money boxing make, the more money we can make, right? You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the people that work for Fox, ESPN, well, ESPN is ABC, but you gotta finesse the game a little better. You know what I mean? Ward is probably the best fighter we have now, the best boxer I believe we have today. Yes, boxers don't get hit. That's just what they do. Brawlers, fighters, they will allow themselves to get hit to land 2 or 3 more punches. But I mean, he's a craftsman at what he does, and I think Dan Rafael was classless when he didn't do, and he didn't show up for the Ward fight. You know, that was ESPN's budget is probably as long as the white lines on the freeway. You know what I mean? So they have the option to do whatever they want.
Let me chime in on this because I saw this interview with Michelle. She did it with Eddie Hearn for this past fight weekend with and Eddie Hearn told her that Dan Rafael was bitching because unlike here in the States, we have a media section with a table. They don't do that over there because they get about $60,000 to $70,000 more having people sit there. So they just sit the media section, but with their laptops on their. And Rafael was bitching about that. I'm like, come on, bro.
We couldn't reach the laptop.
No, like, come on, man. He's like, why would you bitch about that?
Adrian Broner has the most epic lies on Dan Rafael.
He really does. He really does. Yeah,
he goes in.
Brandon, so does Brandon Rios and Alex Ariza and Robert Garcia. They have some good lines on
I
too.
haven't heard it.
They have some good lines.
Adrian
and check Adrian's Twitter. You'll find it.
Oh yeah.
Check Adrian's Twitter. You'll find it. Just put Adrian Broner Twitter, Dan Rafael. You'll read everything he says about him there.
Sure.
Trust me.
That's fun.